Welcome to The Breakfast Show on CSO Nigeria TV.
August 26, 2020, we saw Nigerian lecturers under the aegis of CONUA say the federal government should reopen tertiary institutions as soon as possible. Yesterday, the 1st of September 2020, ASSU said Nigerian higher institutions are not safe for reopening. Lagos and Osun State in southwest Nigeria are set to reopen on the 14th and 21st of September. Joining us in the studio today is Mr. Sonny Ekerikevwe to speak more and highlight on more issues. Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Very good morning to you, and good morning to our viewers out there.
Okay, so I want to find out from you real quick. We have CONUA and we have ASSU. Now, CONUA is saying the federal government should reopen universities, and ASSU is saying universities are not safe to reopen. What do you make of all of this?
The truth is that the Academic Staff Union of Nigeria Universities, the umbrella body that governs the entire lecturers in terms of unionism, is of the view that the universities are not safe now because of the spike of the pandemic. We've experienced a lot of increase in the numbers of those that have been infected with the virus. And they are of the view that the federal government should put safety measures in the various universities so that we will experience the worst form of the outbreak, so that the universities will be safe for everyone, both lecturers and students, and so that people that may have gotten the virus, especially students or whatever, will not infect others when we finally reopen.
Okay, so CONUA is saying it's clamoring for reopening, and ASSU is against it.
ASSU is saying you cannot reopen when safety measures have not been put in place.
Okay.
You can't reopen when the environment has not been prepared for reopening. Reopening means that we are safe to a certain extent as to reopen in the sense of the word, in such a way that when we reopen, both students and lecturers will be safe to enjoy what I refer to as the academic engagement between students and lecturers. And so if the place is not conducive, if the place is not safe enough, why reopen?
That's a great point that you've raised. But interestingly, when CONUA released their statement, they say that they're asking the government to put in those infrastructures. So it might seem like ASSU and CONUA are on the same front, but on different organizations. What birthed CONUA? Why do they exist?
The truth is that those sets of academic staffs are the ones that feel a little bit agitated about what ASSU may be doing, in quotes. I think it started when they asked, the federal government asked the various unions to register for IPPIS. And why some persons said yes, they are going to register because the federal government is the employer of the highest employer of labor in terms of tertiary education in Nigeria. Some people said it's good for the IPPIS, while others are saying no, it is not good. So that brought a lot of division. And some persons now started agitating, among other reasons though, they started agitating that there's not going to be part of ASSU anymore and all that, because ASSU is saying that we should not register for IPPIs at that time. And I'm sure those groups, they are the one that came out to form this CONUA. But I know that in no distant time, ASSU being an intelligent body, a body of intellectuals, will soon resolve these issues and they will finally come to be part of us.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sonny, for being with us in the studio today. I have a very important question I would really like sincere answers to. During this lockdown period, what's been going on about e-learning for students?
A lot of lecturers put some personal facilities in place because the virus came unexpectedly and people are not prepared for it. Universities too are not also prepared. So, but when it started, people agitated, and some people felt that we should engage in learning. But to some extent, some departments have started, but I'm sure it's not all departments that have started engaging in this e-learning thing, because the facilities are not just there. Who's going to bear the cost? And how are we going to be spending the money on data when we didn't prepare for it? Everybody is fighting for survival, and it is quite cumbersome for some persons to actually engage in the e-learning thing. And so that's why it took a while for some institution to actually start the e-learning process. But I think a lot of persons are into it. A lot of departments are into it.
Okay, so for the university which you're representing, if it was to rate the e-learning, what's going to be the percentage?
I can't categorically state a percentage, but I can say that to a large extent, the e-learning facilities is on, and I will rate it at least 50%.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have a question. There's been copious conversation on the internet, especially on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, a couple of private universities in Nigeria, including the Benin University, have gone on to have examinations, and some schools have even had graduations with their students. Now, does ASSU not have any worry that the students in the federal and state-owned institutions will not be able to catch up with their mates academically and in their pursuit for a degree?
And the truth is that it's not just graduating students. ASSU don't believe in shunning out of students. They believe that if you are sound, you'll be found. And if you are found, you'll be profound. They believe that there's need to read, reason, and research and become productive when you are out there. So it's not just going to the university to see the classroom and giving you a certificate of graduation when it does not run in your blood. So ASSU wants quality. ASSU want people that will be able to represent them. They're not interested in quantity and the time that you take in school. They're interested in the extent to which you can represent the university and the course that you say you have read. That is what they are interested in. So, and that is the primary goals of ASSU has been in the forefront of fighting for quality education in Nigeria. They've been at the forefront of clamoring for a conducive atmosphere for learning, for research, for intellectualism that the ivory tower ought to represent. But of course, with this proliferation that we experience today, people just shun our students. And when you ask them what is mass communication, for instance, they will tell you is the movement of people from one place to another. And it's heartbreaking. Yes, coincidentally, I've asked someone and he replied me, I'm quoting someone. He said, yes, because he said he graduated from mass communication. I won't mention the university. I said, which university? He told me. And I said that he didn't know I'm a lecturer in mass communication. He doesn't know I teach broadcasting, journalism, public relations, media studies. He doesn't know. He thought I'm an ordinary citizen. And so I just put the question, how will you define mass communication? He said it's a movement of people from one place. And coincidentally, one of my students was by me. The student wanted to laugh. I just told him, keep quiet, just pretend as if. So I asked him again, how would you define mass communication? He said it's a movement of people now from one place to another. You see, and it's hard. So those are the type of, such are the type of students that we shun out today in various private universities. But yes, in some of them, yes, no, in some of them, I'm not saying it's all of them. I'm not saying that even in the public universities, we don't have, yes, the same thing, yes, but I'm just trying to say that generally, this is the type of scenario that we experience, and ASSU is against all of this.
I thoroughly enjoyed your quotes. If you are found, you'll be sound. If you're sound, you'll be profound.
Really?
Is that a personal quote?
Yes, yeah. I know. I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them. If you for my students know that I have a lot of them. So
I love it.
Yes, yes. So some of them may come as we proceed also on the
Oh,
program.
okay. Fantastic. I have this whole question to add to it. So, in the spirit of being sound and profound, we've noticed that over the past few weeks, the numbers for the people testing positive for coronavirus have come down from the 600s and 500s to hundreds and even to 2 digits in some states. So, it might seem that economically, the country might be getting ready to recover or getting ready to resume activities fully. Is ASSU ready to take on students? Are they ready to make more profound students? Are they ready to join the current tide that we have? Seeing as Lagos State is already reopening their universities, is ASSU ready?
The truth, before I answer that question, let me emphasize that I also read in the media, in the papers, and some media organizations reported it too, that the reason why the number is coming down is because they are no longer testing anybody. So I believe that there could be people that have the virus, but because they are no longer testing anybody, yes, we seems to enjoy the fact that the number is coming down. The number may not be coming down. The number will still be going up. And for ASSU, they even want to resume. I spoke with my chairman yesterday, and he's of the opinion that but this measure must be put in place. You can't ask people to come and converge in such a way that will give them social distance cannot just be achieved.
Okay, so basically, what are the measures that ASSU is proposing to the federal government to put in place?
Of course, to start with, facilities in the universities so inadequate. For instance, I have about 250 students, and the classroom alone cannot even take them. You see, the classroom alone cannot take them. Not to talk of talking about distancing. You see, and we don't have such facilities to accommodate such a number of students if they resume. My students, there's no class that is less than 100. If you come to the Ekerikevwe campus of the University of Benin, Department of Mass Communication, you will see the number of students that we have in each of our classes, and it is quite appalling. So this is one of the reasons that ASSU have been clamoring that universities should be adequately funded. Universities should be provided this conducive atmosphere through the provision of infrastructures, classrooms, facilities to teach, and so on. Because if we have such facilities, by now, I think that, okay, ASSU can say, okay, let's come. But these things have not always been there. And so it's a big problem. However, ASSU is emphasizing that the federal government should provide safety measure. The things that our medical experts have been clamoring for, that we reduce the tide of the spread of the virus, such as face masks, such as hand sanitizers, and yes, we need a running water, and so on and so forth. Most of these institutions doesn't have all these facilities. For instance, in the last couple of days, we've not found water in some of these institutions. Yes, that is the truth.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sunny. We could continue, but that will be all for today.
Okay.
Mr. Sunny, thank you so much once more from all of us at TLSL Nigerian TV. We sincerely appreciate your presence. Please do our viewers follow us on all our socials at TLSL Nigerian TV, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's TLSL Nigeria TV. I am Daisy Uduefe there. For myself, I'm an amazing co-host. Please stay awesome.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.